This is whatever, however you say that, Vita Carnis.
On planet Earth, life has thrived for millions of years. Creatures big and small have found ways to adapt and evolve to flourish in all types of environments.
True.
From barren wastes to lush forests, life can be found. Earth has homed these creatures since the dawn of life itself. Only until very recently, things have changed. New life forms have appeared all around the globe and completely changing the balance of nature and what we know about evolution itself.
What are you talking about?
That is why we, at National Living Meat Research, have been studying these new species, trying to help educate everyone about these creatures and their wondrous ways of life. First are these new life forms. Since their explosive arrival across the globe in 1931, there has been much debate on what these newcomers are and where they came from.
So just to be clear on the premise, in 1930, a bunch of like random new animal beings appeared on the planet, and they exploded in like numbers. Okay.
Are they extraterrestrials coming to invade Earth?
Let's see what they look
or
like.
Are they demons who come from hell to purge humanity?
If they're either of those, they're doing a pretty dog shit job of tossing us. They've been here since 1930, but they 30 or they're 100 years on, and them bitches still ain't got us. They cheats at their job.
From what our scientists have discovered, no. The origins of these creatures are solely to Earth, miraculously out of nowhere. We don't know why or how, but one thing is for certain: Earth is now their home.
Okay, well,
what these creatures are is mysterious and still not well known today. But here's what we do know.
Let's see.
These creatures are comprised mainly of muscle tissue, organs, and bones. They greatly resemble animals with no skin, or store-bought meat. Because of these characteristics, they have been named accordingly as Vita Carnis.
Vita Carnis.
The Carnis species consume decaying, organic matter, but their main diet is composed of raw meat, not including their Carnis relatives. The Carnis only appear in places where there is an abundance of crawl, which leads to the first creature of the Carnis species, the crawl. The crawl is a growth of meaty tendrils that closely resemble the small intestine. The only difference.
What the hell kind of small intestine you talking about? Bo, that look like a neuron. The fuck you talking about small intestine? Bo, that don't look nothing like a small intestine. What the hell is he talking about? Oh, he triple lipping. Maybe he gonna explain a little bit more, but that first initial impression, this guy dumb as hell. Let's listen.
Difference being the dark red coloration. These tendrils grow in a similar pattern as vines, mold, or fungi.
Okay, I need a better picture.
A primary stem structure.
Yeah, no, definitely not a small intestine, bitch. Small intestines don't branch around and shit like that. Small intestines, the little loopy loop tube shits. These look like roots, bro. Why did you not say they look like roots? Like my favorite TV series, Roots. You know what I'm talking about? Roots.
Structure is the host to divisions of other, smaller branches. In each tendril contains a variety of veins, arteries, and other similar organs used to transport nutrients absorbed from its surroundings. The ends of these tendrils are equipped with organelles used to absorb water and organic matter necessary for growth. The source of these organic materials is mainly found in dirt and soil on surrounding surfaces. Using its root.
Wait. If this thing. Okay, explain something to me.
It's mainly found in dirt and soil on surrounding surfaces.
So if carne, whatever the fuck, carne vitaeus or whatever the hell, if it primarily feeds on the decaying flesh of other animals, why the fuck is it growing on a log, on a building, and on a rock? What? But it shouldn't be crawling like on a dead deer carcass or on a dead carcass of some kind, not on the side of a building. Am I the only one not putting two and two together here? Am I missing something? Somebody break it down for me. Somebody break it down for me, because I'm sure I don't follow.
Using its root-like tendrils, it absorbs the material and processes it into usable energy. Although, the crawl also obtains energy through another means.
Okay, wait. Obtains energy from what? Cinder blocks? I'm confused.
using a sophisticated form of photosynthesis. The dark pigmentation of the smaller branches is ideal for absorbing sunlight, and therefore allowing solar energy to fuel the crawl's growth.
Okay, now that makes more sense. But it's talking about its secondary. It's talking about its secondary feeding source being photosynthesis. Okay, which would make sense why it was crawling at the side of a building, right? Because it was crawling at the side of a building, it'd be able to photosynthesize because it'd have lots of sunlight. And the rocks and the logs make sense. But why is there not a single picture of it on a dead body of some kind? Like, that's the primary after all.
Because of its efficiency, it thrives in almost all types of environments, easily allowing it to spread across the world, and can be found pretty much anywhere.
Where you all saw that?
Easily.
There's like a little okay, this is just me nitpicking. But here's the globe. And there's like this little black dot and then
environments, easily allowing it to
nobody cares. Okay.
Spread across the world, and can be found pretty much anywhere. Its recent inclusion in the ecosystem has caused many major changes in nature's
Okay, why is it crawling in the building? There's no photosynthesis. Let me quit.
balance.
Oh, okay, I'm hyper analyzing this, and clearly it's not meant to be hyper analyzed. So let me take it easy.
One may assume that the crawl's presence may outcompete any other competitors, but due to its unique life cycle, where old branches fall off and decay into nutrient-rich compost, all forms of life seemingly flourish instead. The crawl's abundance grants plenty of nourishment to all animals, from plants feeding on the decayed crawl, herbivores thriving on increased plant population, and carnivores feeding on both the abundant prey, and are able to eat the crawl as well. The presence of all these animals leave behind waste, which will be broken down and consumed by the crawl, and the cycle begins again.
Right.
This form of symbiosis leads to an environment where all populations thrive. Humanity also uses the crawl to our advantage.
Whoa. Why are we looking demented like that, Bo? We looking like Slender Man in this joint. What the fuck? Ain't nobody got arms down that far, Bo. Come on now. Wait. Oh, yeah, no, not that far, Bo. Come on now. His arm's too long, Bo, and his hands look all fucked up and weird, bro.
Because of the supernatural rate of growth and its richness in nutrients, it has been sustainably cultivated into domestic farms. The crawl is harvested and processed into fertilizer, which greatly increases crop yield and quality. The crawl may also be used as a food source for humans, and reliably so. But due to its unkindly appearance and taste, it has yet to reach cuisine standards.
Right, so they haven't figured out how to cook that joint
The crawl also
yet.
plays a very important role in the next creatures that we have been studying. Sometimes, in a crawl-populated environment, a node of meat may develop on one of the branches. This node will fall off and grow into a functioning organism, and go to live on as an independent animal.
What the hell? So you're telling me that little poopsicle falls off and becomes a poopite? Okay, and that little bitch just walk away. He say, I'm good, Dom. We see ya. Interesting.
This leads us to the upcoming species that we will be discussing.
Oh, so everything comes from the
The
crawl.
first of these creatures are the trimmings. The trimmings. Trimmings are small animals that
Oh, wow. Look at that grotesque little fucker. Reminds me of somebody I might know named Chunky.
resemble skinned raccoons. They are commonly
Skinned
known
raccoons. Look at the face on that joint.
to have a plump body, round head, small eyes, nose and ear holes, and an agape mouth. They are also equipped with a diversity of limbs. All individual trimmings are unique, each with a different body shape, number of limbs, and other characteristics.
Right.
One thing they all share in common is that they are made mostly of meat tissue, and are a maximum of 20 centimeters in length, no larger than a basketball.
Right.
Its life starts with its separation from the crawl.
So, okay, so the poopsicle falls off of the crawl,
It will wonder to find anything that is edible and able to consume.
and then he eats an apple.
Although it is an omnivore, being able to hunt meat and forage for plant matter, trimmings are almost entirely scavengers. Their diet consists of rotting plants and meat, including, but not limited
What the hell? Oh, those look like testes. Why they gotta make them look like testes, bro? Come on now.
to fruits, vegetables, roots, seeds,
I ain't never seen nobody spell vegetables like that. Let me quit.
insects, and deceased animals. Although its appearance is unsightly, it is a cowardly creature, only fleeing, screeching, and hiding when threatened. Because of its lack of defensive traits, It lies near the bottom of the food chain, making it easily overpowered and picked off very regularly by predators. Naturally, its population would eventually die out. This is not the case.
I'm not sweating to pause those anymore because they were cheeks last time.
It constantly produces a large quantity of trimming nodes, keeping up their numbers. Naturally, trimmings can be found wherever there is abundant crawl.
So everywhere.
Trimmings grow at a decent pace, reaching maturity at around 7 months, having a maximum lifespan of 2 to 4 years. Although they are plentiful, humanity has no proper way to implement trimmings into society. Their overabundance has even considered them pests, due to them digging through trash bins and making excessive noise at night.
Right, so they literally are like little raccoon things. Yeah, correct. L creature.
Besides all of this, some people still
look at that little demented fuck, Bo.
Keep trimmings as pets and relatively domesticate them.
Quit.
Nuisance or not, trimmings are a wondrous creature, from their plentiful numbers to their skittish nature.
Who keeping that as a pet, Bo? The same motherfucker keeping that as a pet are those people who have like those super ugly fucking cats. You know, like those little demonic cats that have like no skin on them or like, I guess no fur on them and they look like a fucking from an alien planet. Them the same bitches getting this shit, Bo.
They are truly a thing to behold. The next species on our list is the meat snake. The meat snake.
What the hell is that?
The meat snake is a worm-like creature, made of a variety of types of meat, coated in a transparent, skin-like membrane. Its size varies during its lifespan, depending on how much
Shoo, look at the mouth on them, motherfucker. Let me quit.
It consumes. When it first separates from the crawl, it is only a few centimeters in length. Eventually, it will reach an average length of 5 meters. Although, under extreme conditions, like natural disasters, war, or plague, it can greatly surpass this length.
Wait.
The meat snake's diet consists entirely of dead animals or parts.
Oh, right. Okay. So it would get bigger during those scenarios because there'd be more dead shit for it to eat. Okay, I was like, wait, how could that work?
Snake is incapable of consuming a healthy, living organism. The meat snake allocates its food by using a tongue-like organ covered in sensors to touch and feel its environment.
Right.
The sensors catch particles of decay.
Shoo, what that little bitch shot a cum shot on the wall? What the hell?
Notifying the meat snake that there is food nearby. This process shares many similarities to regular snakes.
Yeah, it seems
hence
like
the
it.
meat snake's name. Once it locates the corpse, the meat snake.
Wait, that thing big as hell. Is that relative size to a deer? Cause that bitch scary as fuck as so.
Will open its jaw and swallow the entire body whole. Once the entire body.
Okay, well this seems like a misplay. Oh, whoa. So he getting cut up. Bo, not with the horns, Bo. You got to get them horns gone, Bo.
Is consumed. The meat snake's stomach will release a variety of chemicals. Some will break down soft tissue like skin.
But why they leave the natitos?
The connection points between muscles. Others chemicals will then ferment and preserve the tissue to keep it from breaking down for as long as possible. After that, the remaining flesh and bones will move along the meat snake's tract and slowly be implemented into its own structure, extending the meat snake.
What?
Unsatisfactory parts like skulls, pelvises, hair, and fingernails will be excreted.
Fingernails? Wait, so they're talking about humans?
Speaking of skulls, the meat snake will take the skull from the consumed organism and use it as its own. Each meat snake has its own skull, each corresponding to what that one has consumed. During its lifespan,
consumed most recently.
It will swap or replace these skulls if needed.
Hell
a meat snake's
no.
lifespan depends
Let me see.
entirely on how much a meat snake consumes. The longest one has lived for was 28 years.
20? Bruh. You
The
know
meat
that bitch
snake
big as
has
hell.
no predators and is immune to disease due to its preserving chemicals. The only significant ways a meat snake can die is through starvation, burning, or complete destruction of the meat snake's membrane coating. Interestingly, the meat snake is the only member of the Carnies family that is able to reproduce.
Oh, so that motherfucker is big.
When a meat snake reaches an excessive size, and is in the conditions to do so, it will commence mitosis, splitting itself in two. Then the now two meat snakes will go on their separate ways and live on as two distinct organisms.
Okay, but hold up. Ain't they supposed to get half size, though? That bitch split off and he was the same size. They tripping with that. Oh, that's some alien tech for Cereals.
Meat snakes can only be found in moderate temperature climates, not too hot, not too cold.
Right, so right around the equator.
Their population depends entirely on the amount of corpses available. Where there is death, there are meat snakes. Humanity will use them to our advantage. Meat snakes are a very efficient and clean way of disposing of any meat products.
Right.
The preserving fluid within the meat snake's body disinfects the carrion, preventing the spread of disease.
Oh, so that little sumbitch actually
Humans
useful.
use meat snakes in butcher shops as a waste bin, dispose roadkill, within war on the battlefield to dispose of festering bodies and parts, and within zoos to dispose of deceased animals.
Oh, so they actually highly useful, even though they're ugly as hell.
They are extremely tame, not caring if any creature is around them, only acting defensively when it is within consuming a meal. This means they are very easy to tame.
Right.
Overall,
Look at
meat
that skull.
snakes are a marvelous creature with a very interesting way of sustaining itself. It is an amazing experience to encounter one, as long as you don't mind the smell.
Oh, so they just eat everything.
Our next creature is the mimic.
Oh, hell no.
The mimic.
Brosiah. Wait a minute now.
The mimic is a bipedal creature with uncanny similarities to humanoid anatomy. They greatly resemble humans without skin, with added exaggerated features. These features include extended finger length, longer limbs, bulging, empty eyes, and their most prominent feature, a wide, teeth-filled smile.
Oh, hell no. Okay, so this just got for serious.
Although it resembles a happy face, this is due to coincidence.
Stop. Motherfucker, stop. Although it resembles a happy face, you better quit.
And is only how their facial structure is shaped. The maw of the mimic contains much more teeth than humans, and their teeth is comprised almost entirely of incisors, with some canine and premolars in the back. This tooth composition is ideal for biting down onto meat and swallowing chunks whole. A mature mimic's diet is comprised entirely of human flesh.
Wait. Sorry, come again?
Mimic's diet is comprised entirely of human flesh.
That's what the fuck I thought he said. An entire mimic's diet is comprised of human flesh. Why is he just sitting there?
Because of this, they
Why
are
to do
found
that?
solely around human-populated areas.
Why did he do
The
that?
mimic's life cycle is made of 3 stages.
What are they?
In the first stage,
Stomp it out right there, bitch. Stomp it the fuck out right there. That little grotesque little before it grows into a ghoul, it's gotta go, bo. Stomp the shit out of that little bitch.
a young mimic separates from the crawl. They closely resemble their trimming relatives, but are thin, sleek,
Oh, hell no. I would kick the shit out of that little bitch.
and only have 4 appendages. In this stage, the young mimic will hunt small animals, moving on to larger and larger as they grow. Once large enough, it will begin metamorphosis into the next stage of life. Once fully
What that thing was
transformed,
like.
it will resemble the description mentioned in the beginning.
Oh.
Its hunting style changes and becomes
Oh
much
my
more
God.
complicated. It now stalks and feeds only on humans.
Mimic locked in home after owner escaped.
It will locate human-populated area and begin its search for an easy target. To blend in, it may use objects to conceal itself.
Like what?
These include clothing, mannequins, and furniture.
How the fuck are you gonna use a mannequin? Or a furniture? It gonna be in the couch? So I order a couch from Amazon. I gotta cut that bitch off, make sure there ain't no motherfucker inside?
Once a target has been found, the mimic will observe its prey and learn its routine and when it is most vulnerable. This is typically when the human is asleep at night.
Hell no.
Once the prey
That's why you need you a dog, Bo. Always ready and alert.
is within position, the mimic will advance silently until it is close enough. The mimic will then execute and immediately begin consumption. Once the mimic has had its fill,
Damn,
it will
Bo.
leave the scene, a fair distance away from the human population, and begin to digest its meal.
A stationary mimic found outside of town, presumably digesting last night's meal.
Although, in the case that a human is awake, a mimic will use a variety of sounds to either...
What the fuck was that? Bitch quit.
Although, in the case that a human is awake, a mimic will use a variety of sounds to either lure or...
That scared the shit out of me, Bo. Oh, that was good. Oh, that was good, motherfucker. Oh, that was good, motherfucker. I was like, hold up, I'm on the second floor. I was like, boy, I was reaching over for the safe. Okay, remember that shit I told y'all about the shootout? Remember? yo, remember that shit I told you motherfuckers about the shootout? Come on now, I'm dead ass. I was about to go. So who said what? I said, who said what? See, we wasn't conversating no way. I was gone. I was gone, Bo. Holy shit. Okay, they good. They slick for that.
Startle prey into cornering themselves. Once a human is in place, it will swiftly attack and kill the helpless target.
Oh shit, we got some found footage, bro? Wait. Oh hell no, bro, you need the Glock? Why you got the flashlight on? Cut that shit off. Oh, he in the room. This dumb bitch got the light on. Oh my god, bitch. Good night to the gods. Oh, look at... Quick. Oh! Unbelievable.
The next stage of the mimic's life cycle has two potential morphs it may develop into. If a mimic has a consistent supply of food, it will develop more human-like features. It will grow skin, hair, and by the end will look nearly identical to a human being.
Stop, what do you mean?
It now can blend entirely into civilization.
Stop, what do you mean?
Other humans
we better have a test for that. We better develop a test for that.
More effectively. The second type...
But I'm blood testing all you motherfuckers. Hold up, I'm poking your ass. Bing! Oh, you a mimic. Pow! This shit not a game, bro. We better be blood testing every motherfucker ever to live, bro. I'm serious.
Of morph happens when a mimic receives an overabundance of food. It will grow into a larger, more evolved hunter.
What?
Its proportions will increase in length, and its humanoid features will fade away. It grows a thick, dark coating of a flexible skin, which is highly durable, and increases in strength the more the elder mimic.
So then that bitch can stop bullets. This unbelievable.
Consumes. This excludes the face, which is now coated in a pale pink skin. The mimic's teeth have also moved deeper into the mimic's throat, leaving its mouth a toothless grin. It uses the dark hue of its skin to hide seamlessly within a dark environment. Its skills have also been heightened. This makes an elder mimic one of the most efficient predators on the planet.
Hell no.
Because of the obvious threat this poses on humanity, nations around the world have released instructions on how to be able to fend for yourself in a mimic encounter.
Correct.
Here are the instructions.
What are they? Tell me.
1. Avoid going out alone if your location is known to have mimics, or there have been mimic sightings. 2.
Hell no.
If you encounter a stationary mimic, seemingly unfazed by your presence, quietly leave the location and alert your local authorities.
They better go hunt that bitch down, Bo, dead ass.
3. If pursued by a mimic, get yourself into a position where you are able to flee. Mimics will rarely attack if a person has a clear escape route. 4.
I feel like they'd be fast, though. Am I tripping to think they'd be fast?
In the event that you have been cornered by a mimic, roll into the fetal position, protecting your neck, face, and vital organs from attack.
Oh, hell no. I'm eye gouging that bitch. I'm ripping off his nuts, and I'm goddamn choking his ass out. I'm fetal position, and you had ass.
Make as much noise as you can to alert any other people. 5. If you have
Pray.
a weapon, do not use it.
Why?
A mimic is fairly resilient, and any strikes or shots on a mimic is not effective enough to bring it down in
Yeah, okay, you don't know what kind of Glocky I got, bitch. I got a fucking Desert Eagle in
time.
this bitch.
Instead, use it as a barrier between you and the mimic to block any attacks.
Oh, hell no, they trying to get you killed, Bo.
6. In a situation where a mimic is hunting in the immediate area and is not aware of your position, hide somewhere low, like under a bed or behind other furniture.
Oh, this is what that first motherfucker was doing. You saw how well that worked out.
A mimic will not linger too long to search for prey and will move on.
Be safe, and avoid any encounters with a mimic at all costs. Next up,
That's what I'm saying, Catrice. They better quit playing with all that shit. Hide looking ass.
the Harvester.
What is that now?
The Harvester.
What is this?
The Harvester is a large, bulbous
What
mass
the
with a
hell?
large amount of tendrils spreading from the base. The bulb measures around 3 meters in height and 2 meters in diameter. The tendrils, on the other hand, can extend up to 150 meters in diameter horizontally.
What is that joint?
The Harvester is a specialized form of crawl that grows in a unique and deadly way. A harvester is created when a node that will grow into a harvester, instead of separating, continues to grow. Eventually, it will grow tendrils of its own. It uses the energy provided by its mother branch and expands its reach further. Its tendrils, hidden just
Wait,
below
is it like a Venus flytrap? It kind of looked like one, huh?
the surface of the ground. The harvester is equipped with 2 types of specialized tendrils. The first type is bulky and flat. They lie the closest to the
Is that fucker under the ground? Quit.
surface. These branches are lined on each length of the tendril with spines, extending in the shape of a bear trap. On each side of the branch, those particular spines have a vein that feed into them, that pump 2 types of venom. On one side, the spines can inject a neurotoxin, which will attack the nervous system of whomever it is injected into, causing sudden paralysis. The other side can inject an anticoagulant, which when injected, prevents blood cells from clotting. Whenever a large animal
What the
moves across
hell?
the area armed with these tendrils,
What'd it do?
the branches will clamp onto the animal and thrash violently.
Oh, so
Once-
that bitch is laying a booby trap all around the entire
The
world.
prey has been injected with both venoms. The tendrils will rest and the prey will immediately collapse. The animal will be unable to move due to the paralysis, and the wounds caused by the thrashing spines will not stop bleeding. All the prey can do is lie patiently, until succumbing to blood loss.
Hell no.
Once the prey has bled out, the second type of tendrils come in. They lie below the spine equipped once. These branches are thick, but very sturdy. They share similar anatomy to the small branches of the crawl, equipped with organelle that absorbs nutrients. These tendrils sense the blood, and move their way to the surface and begin to absorb the vital fluid. Once the blood has been consumed,
Oh, so just
the
drinks it right
tendrils
up.
will wrap around the body and begin to shuffle downwards. This movement loosens the soil and slowly pull the body underground.
Oh, and it takes that bitch to hell.
Once secure, the tendrils will continue to feed until there is nothing but scraps. The nourishment
Hell no.
absorbed by the tendrils will be sucked back into the main bulb of the harvester. This bulb houses all the vital organs and the venom glands that pump into the spines. The nutrients are then converted into usable energy.
Come
The
on,
remains
Bo.
underground decompose, providing a rich soil, causing very prominent plant growth, which then attracts more animals.
Oh my God, these cheeky fuckers, Bo. They got everything figured out. How to get more prey, how to get more bitches, how to get more shit.
A strange behavior the harvester displays is its choice of diet. The spines
What
will
did he-
only activate on larger animals, allowing smaller ones to pass by unaffected. The spines will also not activate on some species of bird. There are a couple theories as to why this happens. One, it could be that attacking smaller animals would cost too much energy for what they get in return, making it not worth the time.
I feel like it's a bait, right? It's like, oh, Rabito can walk over there. Why can't I walk over there? And then you walk over there, you get tossed. It's a bait.
Another could be that smaller animals may attract larger animals or predators, allowing a safe place where prey may thrive and lure more predators. It truly is astonishing.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Although it is a spectacular creature, it is also very dangerous.
You don't fucking say.
Harvester is decently rare, only populating sparse areas in the northern hemisphere and woodland forests.
Hell no. Of course, that's where we at. That's crazy.
If you are stung by a harvester, there will be no way of helping you, being that there is no cure, and fatality is 100% positive.
Bro, sorry, 100%
The
positive.
best thing you can do is avoid encountering a harvester in the first place. If you are hiking, take note of any warnings or signs saying that there are harvesters around.
Wait, they got signs
If
for
you
that
also
shit.
notice an abundance of lush, ground-dwelling plants in a forested area, and there are signs of wildlife, this is suspicious and you should leave the area, staying close to the base of large trees or rocks. If you find yourself in the middle of a harvester ground, do not panic. Sudden movements may activate the tendrils and will inject you. Although a harvester is rather forgiving, do not risk any skittish movements. Remain calm. If you have any objects with considerable heft, like coats, backpacks, or full water bottles,
Yeah, you probably want something to like take the poke, right?
gently take that object and lightly toss it towards the bulb and away from your escape route. This will activate the spines on where the object lands, distracting the bulb for a moment.
Well, you can just distract the bulb like that? I thought each one of these tendrils would have had like their own brain, Loki.
Then slowly begin to do wide shuffles away from the bulb. If
Wide
possible,
shuffles.
throw another object when you are certain you are a fair enough distance away, just to be safe.
Yeah, the whole backpack got to get
Continue
tossed.
until you are completely sure you are out of harm's way. You may come out unscathed, but don't be too obnoxious, or you will be a harvester's next meal.
See, here's the thing about it, Bo. Like, you can't see none of them tendrils at all, so you could definitely be standing on top of one and not even know it. You got to watch them wide shuffles.
Next up is the host.
What the fuck is that?
The host of influence.
What is that, Bo?
The host of influence, more commonly referred to as the host, has its name derived from a host who invites guests to an event. Not to be confused with a host, a harborer of parasites or disease. The host is a semi-humanoid looking organism.
It looks like it.
It has the structure of a head,
It looks like a human mixed with a fish, right? These look like fish scales, Bo.
torso, and arms. Other than this, it shares no other characteristics. The lower half of the host is comprised of a mass of fibrous tissue and tendrils that burrow into the ground to hold the host in place. Instead of skin, the host is
hell
covered
no.
in muscular tissue fibers, tendons, and veins.
Wait, what that thing finna do?
In some parts of the body are covered in a meaty plate, used to cover any large exposed areas, but allowing movement. The host's
Why?
head has a smooth surface where the face should be, attached to a crooked neck,
What the
which
hell's it
houses
do?
a slit in the front used for feeding. On the host's back is a mound of pores. Protruding from these pores are hollow, hair-like structures, extending outwards. These hairs are barrels that release spores produced within host's body by being fired into the air.
What?
These
the
spores
fuck?
are hazardous, so keep clear of them at all costs.
What the fuck?
Luckily, the host is rare, only found in North America.
So bitch lets out spores. But
Obtaining-
how come all the bullshit be in North America? This got me stunned, Bo. Can't those come on now.
Info about the host is a very risky and daunting task. This is because of their rarity
Oh,
and of
look at this guy working the camera, bro. He got spored. He got
how
tossed.
dangerous it is to be up close to one. The spores released by a host is very dangerous when inhaled. A host will release a cloud of spores into the air, which will be picked up by wind and carried great distances. If an organism inhales the spores, the particles will find their way into the organism's brain and infect them.
What
An
happens if you get
infected
infected?
organism will show no symptoms of infection right away, but a couple hours after infection, the infected organism's behavior and thought process will change.
Oh, hell no. It's like airborne rabies or something, Bo.
The first symptoms that appear are restlessness, sluggish movement, numbness of joints, and lack of coordination.
Wait a minute. What?
Then more serious symptoms appear over time. These include dizziness, migraines, impaired speech, and trembles.
Wait a minute.
If you or someone you know show these symptoms, contact poison control or emergency services.
Poison control, motherfucker. Call the police. They better shoot your ass. You about to turn into a host too, goddammit.
After a total of 6 to 7 hours after infection, the organism will cease all activities they were previously doing and begin to walk.
They got a
The
fucking...
direction the infected will walk is towards the host whose spores have been inhaled by the infected individual.
What, why? So it can
If
eat?
the infected makes their way to the host,
Wait.
they will kneel down in front of it, expose their vital organs, and the host will promptly gut and remove those organs.
What the...
The host will consume them and discard the leftover
What
scraps.
the... Oh, and Buddy turned away. He said, "Thank you, bitch." And then he turned away. He said, "Thank you, bitch." But what the fuck?
Over scraps. However, if an infected organism doesn't reach the host within a 36-hour span or is treated for their infection, the effects will wear off and return back to normal.
Right.
If a host is unable to find prey or doesn't like its current location, it will unroot itself and move to a new location.
That bitch can move. Stop. I thought it couldn't move.
Their scarce numbers and the hazard of being around one makes getting info about the host very daunting.
Only known photos of a living host.
All you need to currently know is that the host is extremely dangerous and should be avoided at all costs.
Damn, Bo. They just be
Next,
popping them spores.
The monoliths.
What the fuck is that goddamn cone-headed bitch?
The monoliths.
What the hell?
The monolith is a very new creature, only showing up in June of 1972, in the area of...
Oh, it
There
looked like
are
it was up
only
in
7
Canada, Bo.
monoliths. All
Y'all
of
saw it was up in Canada. Look. Damn, Bo. Again in North America. Come on, now they got us up with this shit.
There are only 7
Go hit some of the other continents. Why they always fuck with us? Come on now.
monoliths, all of them located in a circular position, 1.5 kilometers in diameter.
Okay.
This ring of monoliths surrounds... The monolith is a Titanic-sized being, measuring roughly 120 meters in height.
What the hell?
Each monolith has 2 trunk
Oh
legs
my
that are
God.
firmly embedded underground. The legs connect to a torso.
Holy
The
shit.
creature itself is made of hundreds of thousands of meaty strands, tightly woven together to form the structure. These strands end at the neck, fusing into a solid mass of hardened flesh in the shape of an upside-down triangle, with a hole in
Brosiah.
its center. On each side of the monolith where arms would be, there are dozens of long, rope-like appendages. These reach just barely to the ground. At the creature's feet,
What
the
the-
strands go deep into the earth and extend horizontally a decent distance away.
That bitch big as
What the
hell.
monoliths do is simply stand and do nothing.
Look, there's a bunch of them.
The only
Isn't it back
activity
over here?
documented that the monoliths have done was in
Why are they redacting that? Why are they
during
redacting
this
that? I want to
period,
know that.
They were extremely aggressive. When the group of
Oh.
were making their way to the city, the monolith that they had passes roared a deep bellow and swung its appendages at the team, completely wiping them out.
Holy
When
shit.
military vehicles were dispatched, once they got close enough to top the monolith, it roared another call, this time releasing an EMP blast, completely knocking the vehicles out in the vicinity.
But,
Finally,
Damn.
long-distance rockets were fired and struck the creature.
oh, so they tried to get rid of them bitches and they can't. Wait, what's this? Hold the fuck up. Wait. Oh, last time they had a video, I shit my pants. Oh, okay, that's just EMP. Don't trip. I mean, EMP no good, but what are they doing? Why are they doing this? I don't like this shit.
Although damaged, it regenerated at great speed and resumed its stance unscathed. Eventually,
they bombed
the
that bitch
area
in-
has been fenced off and is now restricted to all. Ever since, the monolith stands silently,
Oh, damn, but it's like a Chernobyl type shit.
now only a grand spectacle of awe and mystery.
Well, I know they can slap the planes, but they can launch nukes from across the goddamn world now. But nuke that bitch. Whoever said that, nuke that bitch. I'm agreeing.
Only adding more questions to these meat beings. And finally, the last creature on this list is...
What the hell is that thing? Wait, what the fuck? I saw three faces. I saw three faces. What the hell was that?
Is an orb comprised of a dark-colored mineral with hints of luminous colors within its core. The singularity is estimated to be 1 meter in diameter. The orb has several unique qualities that are not well understood. The singularity typically can be found suspended in air by an unseen force. There are also a variety of readings that have been documented coming from the orb itself. Various things like magnetic fields, energy signatures, and other pattern-like signals released by the singularity. The population.
By the way, for those of you guys wondering about what he's saying, he's reading this. So if you can read, read like kind of this, it's this.
Of these creatures is unknown. Almost all info about the singularity is hidden or confiscated by officials. We were only able to receive one classified document about the singularity being held by...
Hell no. Hell no.
Marvelous and majestic world that exists today. It's as extraordinary to have such strange and mysterious beings appear all around us. Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration and discovery of the lives of these living meat creatures.
Damn, Bo. Holy shit. This got me stunned. Okay, wow. Dude, it's actually kind of sick how they like set these up to like really have kind of like an enthralling little story to their shit, because it's I'm like locked in. I'm like locked in, because it's like, if this was real life, like obviously it's not. Okay, I probably don't have to explain that to you. Okay, let me not insult your intelligence. But if that was real life, that shit would be fucking stunning. Okay, just literally just fucking straight stunning. Wow. Shit bonkers, Bo. Shit bonkers, Bo. Could be anyway. Thank God that shit ain't real. Thank God that shit ain't real. Golly, Bo. Golly. Cause I would shit my goddamn pants. Bo, the mimic, did y'all saw the mimic shit? Okay. So that was the Vita Carnis. That was the Vita Carnis, but it looks like they've gotten other shit on here too that like we need to further, investigate at some point. There's still significant amounts of video to be watched here. So we might have to come back for another reaction and give that shit a run.